Good afternoon. My name is Peggy Means. I'm a priest from the Anglican Diocese of Pittsburgh, and I'm here today because I regret my abortion. I was 21 years old when I walked into the clinic in Buffalo, New York, and I was alone. Although scared, I convinced myself that I was strong and confident. I kept telling myself that this procedure I was about to undergo was no big deal and that I could handle it by myself. As I looked around the clinic waiting room, I wondered if any of these women felt as alone as I did. My eyes were immediately drawn to a teenage girl and a woman who appeared to be her mother. They were holding hands, and there was such sadness in their eyes. I wanted to keep staring, but I had to look away. I was strong after all, and this was no big deal. This delusion of strength and confidence was my driving force for over 20 years. I faced the world's trials alone. Over the years, I used a lot of energy trying to keep up this facade of strength and confidence, trying to maneuver through the world on my own, alone. I made it clear to everyone around me that I could handle whatever life was going to throw at me. I lived out these consequences of the sin of my abortion, surrounded by people all the time, yet lonely and scared. Scared that this delusion of self-assurance and this one-man band approach to life that I had would eventually crumble and I would be found out. Eventually, marriage, infertility, and finally the adoption process and motherhood compelled me to dig deep into this experience and the impact that this sin of abortion has had on my life. The words from Deuteronomy 31:6 became very clear to me as I tried to understand how this abortion affected me. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. At that time, I realized that I was not alone that day in the clinic. He was with me. He was with me in the procedure room. He was with me in the recovery area. I wasn't alone then, and I'm not alone now. He will never leave me. By His grace, I was directed to the Rachel's Vineyard retreat team in the Pittsburgh area. Here I finally accepted the redemption that I had been rejecting, the redemption and the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I was called to minister out of this brokenness of abortion. Specifically, the Lord wants to remind you today that He will never leave you or forsake you. He will be with you even in the darkest of times, including if you have an abortion. His healing, redemption, and grace is available to you. That's why I am silent no more.